The resource monitor that we looked at earlier is good for getting some general real-time data about disk usage, CPU usage, network usage, and so on. But if we want some specific information about specific events going on over a specific period of time, we need to use the performance monitor. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to type perfmon, P-E-R-F, for performance, M-O-N, for monitor. There's performance monitor. Let's open it up. What you'll see here are something called data collector sets. First, under performance here, you see a little bit of real-time data here. And then under data collector sets, you see something called user-defined that we'll look at a little bit later. And then under system, some default data collector sets that collect certain sets of data. Now we'll look at what data collector sets are in a little more detail later on in another video. But for now, be aware that there are some default ones here. Let's take a look at this performance counter one that's a default one. I'm going to right click here and go to properties. These are data sets right here, and then something called the sample interval, and I can't change this. I would have to create my own user-defined ones in order to change that. But suffice it to say that this will run for 60 seconds when I start this. And then the reports will show up down here when I'm done. Let's go ahead and start this system performance and let it run for 60 seconds. I'm going to right click on it and click start. I'll speed up the video as it runs. Alright, it's all done here, so I'm going to open reports and drill down here into system and then system performance, and here's our report. This is the default view that you get, and I can click on these and I can get some numbers that are very specific about each of these things. However, I can also right click on this and go to view and then performance monitor, and I can get this nice graphical view. If I hover over the red one, I'm looking at percent processor time, and the green one here, I'm looking at, if I can hover there, pages per second, and so on. So I can get some information here about these counters that were set up for me. In another video, we'll talk about how to set up user-defined counters, and there are hundreds of counters to choose from. This is just a selection of them that are standard ones that are often used.